And coming to you live from Kenny's basement apartment where we're having electromagnetic surges through all of our equipment. It's Sports Allegedly.
Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this episode on the 9th day of March. Already March. And we're talking March Madness, folks. No, just kidding. Sean to my left. I'm Kenny. Thanks for joining us for this late night episode of Sports Allegedly. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to go over, as we talked about last week, we'll talk about the NFC West, the Super Bowl runner-up, 49ers and the rest of their crew in that division. We'll talk about some of their draft needs, wants, what they need to do. We'll also talk some basketball. We're getting ready to also NBA and NCAA as NCAA starts to get into conference tournament time. And but first, I think we would be remiss if we didn't talk about what we talked about first last week, and that was the OU women's softball. And I'm never going to talk about them after today. First.
Oh, you will.
No, just first on our episode, because I believe we cursed them. So 71 wins in a row, and we talked about how good of a season they had, and then they ended up right after our podcast that week they lost to Louisiana. So ended the streak. Now, we talked about it last week. I don't think it's going to be beat ever. It just seems too hard to even beat that stat of 71 in a row for softball. And if you look at the top 10, or maybe it was top 7 winning streaks in softball, besides Arizona, which was second to OU, OU's got the next 3 or 4. So it mixed up with, I think, maybe UCLA or somebody had something in there. But anyway, tough loss for the women. They did the same thing last year, though. Lost early to Baylor in a non-conference. I believe it was a tournament, you thought. I know it was a non-conference game, even though it was a conference game. It was considered a
classic.
But went on to win the rest, and not only the Big 12 championship, they won the national championship. So we'll see what they do this year. This weekend, they did start back off the new streak. They're 3-0. They beat Texas A&M. I think it's Commerce. They beat them, and then today they beat the Iowa State Cyclones. First Big 12 action of the year. Yesterday's game was postponed, so they did a doubleheader today. First one, it was 4-0 OU, and then the second one turned out to be 11-2. So congratulations, lady softballers, on that.
You know what I forgot with all this buzzing and popping?
What's that?
I forgot to grab the blue notebook out of my...
Oh, well, let me grab that.
Main.
Let me grab that.
Main.
Yes.
I think I threw it in there.
Let me take a pause and get
get
your notes.
Well, everything started popping and going cray-cray.
All right, so
I was gonna start off. I was actually supposed to start off with that we were pretending to be Hawk and Animal because I've shaved my head and I've got the middle hair and.
So what do I need to do?
Nothing. You're fine. You have the no hair in the middle.
Oh, okay. So I'm good.
That's what Hawk and Animal did because Animal had the mohawk.
I couldn't remember. So
and
Animal
Hawk had the reverse mohawk.
He had no hair. Yes.
No, he had the reverse mohawk.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He shaved the middle of it.
Gotcha.
And had the two sides.
Now, are both of them deceased now? I know Animal's passed, right? The laryngitis. Laryngitis. Was that Hawk?
No, that was...
I believe they're both gone.
John Laurinaitis was Animal.
Okay, Animal, yeah. He's passed.
He had the son go to...
Yes, Ohio State. Yeah, he was a linebacker. James Laurinaitis.
And Hawk's son... Didn't he go play for the Packers?
I have no idea, but
I know Hawk is dead. Hawk had a terrible...
okay, then the Animals also passed, so they're both gone.
I guess so. Shit.
Wow.
Oh, right.
We should do a little. A lot of. Well, they've been passed for a while, but we probably need to do a little old WWF segment. We were WWF kids, and because I'd like to know my favorite. Well, actually, they were probably one of my favorite tag teams. But I also liked because they were called Legion of Doom.
The Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors. Would they call Legion of Doom though too? Who was Legion?
Yeah,
of
they
Doom?
were Legion of Doom.
Yeah,
they were the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Legion of Doom.
Yes, and so who was? I was a big fan of Demolition myself, actually. They were one of my faves.
Demolition had multiple.
But because I remember
multiple members.
I remember
they always switched that third guy.
I remember the old guy.
Chains.
No, I remember the old guy. Give me hope that I could be kind of a chubby wrestler and be
you can do that now. If you just watch AEW, they got Eddie Kingston.
Because I don't watch it anymore.
He's a chunky boy. He looks like us, and I'm like, yes, chunky boys. We still win belts.
Well, that's our WWE. We probably should do a little. I know there's a couple of good podcasts actually that do talk a lot.
Oh, there's a lot of good. There's
about them. I've listened to one that's actually I can't remember the name, but that's really good. So
what's funny is WWE has a bigger presence on ESPN than college baseball and softball.
Oh, as far as what they report,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. We talked about that and bitched about that last week.
I wonder what the payout for that is.
Yeah. Speaking of payout, I'm glad you brought that up because I have some good ending notes.
Oh, you got a good ending note? But yeah, so I was gonna do the with the Road Warriors.
So do I need to?
Just take your hat off.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone knows I'm bald.
I know, but see if I take mine off.
Yep, I'm backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we got the backwards.
Yeah, with the you're hawk. You're the drunk.
Yeah. So Animal died in 2020, and where was Hawk at? What was his? I'm pretty sure he passed.
Why are you stabbing myself? My hat's got a stabby in it. Oh,
right.
What the hell this is? Ultimo Dragon. What? The Hell Warriors. Oh, are you seeing his death here?
Yeah, right down there.
There's Animal's death. Hawk's death was 2003.
Oh, okay. So 2010 and 2003.
And he might have OD'd.
Oh, really? Allegedly?
Allegedly. Well, I know that something happened, and he had a heart attack from complications.
Well, Animal had a heart attack, but I think that was fairly natural, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that was COVID.
Yeah.
He died from his COVID shot.
Oh, yeah. The opinions of Sean are not necessarily opinions of Sports Allegedly as a group.
Anytime I see somebody die now, and somebody's always like, they got that shot in him. I'm like, that dude was old. It's cool to die when you're old.
All right, let's move on. What do you want to talk about? Because the breakdown. Basketball? You want to talk about?
UFL news. I've got breaking USL.
Because it'll be breaking to me because I don't care.
UFL news. Bo Scarborough, my running back for the Birmingham Stallions, retired from football.
Well,
he gave his heartfelt speech. It was nothing like Jason Kelsey's heartfult speech. I don't think he referenced Nick Foles' big manhood.
Was he even? Did they even allow him a press conference?
Yes. He had a presser. There's videos and all that. Yeah, he got it. He's one of the founding running backs, and he had to retire. But they have been doing a lot of stuff. Like Cookus is coming back, and I think your quarterback for the Renegades is coming back, Pedro.
I can't remember his last name, but he played really well, actually.
So that's kicking off March 30th. We are getting
March 30th.
March 30th. We are getting UFL. So, and that's actually going to run longer than the other two did previously. They are running into June.
Really?
Yeah, I looked at the schedule. The schedule runs into June. So we're going to have football for another 3 months.
Yeah, June 2nd, 2024. So season will start March 30th. And, of course, the kickoff's going to be one of the better ones because it's going to be the champion from each league is going to play each other.
Yeah, Renegades
Arlington
and the Stallions.
And the Stallion, yes.
But also there is news that the NFL is looking at using the XFL's kickoff.
Actually, Sean, it looks like the UFL championship is going to be on the 16th, so it stretches. I think that might have been the regular season.
Then the playoff. That's what I'm saying. It goes into June.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, the NFL's looking to use the XFL's kickoff measures.
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't know. I
forget how they did
that. Is that going to be one of the? I mean, I'm not really. Let me see how I would put this. A kickoff does not excite me anymore at all. I mean, to be honest.
I'm not really sure what excites
a punt does. But no, I mean, in all honesty, if as the NFL, they are going to want to try to do better for the players, the health, that type of stuff. And you look at what they do now, and it's probably the most dangerous type. A kickoff is probably the most dangerous. I don't know how you would say it, not play, but essentially it is. To be honest, a punt's not near as to me.
They keep citing all these rules for injury and all this, but you get more injuries just on a regular play than you do on a kickoff.
Well, we watched. What we watched? It was San Francisco's. What was the linebacker that got
Greenlaw?
injured?
Yeah, Greenlaw got injured just running off the
field. So
running onto the field.
But I think it was more. They're probably talking neck up injuries, the head. I mean, essentially. Seems like all they're concerned about.
Different league if they had not been sued by all those players.
Well, no, but I mean, I think that's all they're concerned about. But then you'll turn around the NFL.
Well, that's what they're doing. They're doing everything they can to not have another class action lawsuit.
But the NFL turns around and plays on sloppy fields, certain turfs that don't do well for knees and that type of stuff.
Field,
so it's like they don't care about the lower half.
Sloppy field. It sounds like you're talking about like the women's soccer who got pissed off because they had to play in the rain.
No, I mean, you're talking about you watch some of the games that have rained, and it's not raining now, and there's just chunks of shit popping up on a field that is not per se safe to play on. Now, do I care? Not necessarily because I don't play, but some of those people have the right to voice that opinion.
I
get on
get
that
bitching
field.
about AstroTurf because that has ended more players' careers than regular turf.
You mean grass? Regular turf or grass?
Well, yeah,
exactly.
Regular AstroTurf.
As most should go back to that. I mean, it'd be
grass.
tough to do. I think you could do some variation in a dome or something, but
a lot of the domes have rollouts now.
Yeah.
They change the sod before
But
every game.
what was the big bitch? It wasn't this Super Bowl, but was it last year's Super Bowl that was a big problem? Again,
they were having trouble
who was
with
that?
the turf.
Chiefs and
It was Chiefs Eagles.
yes, there was a big issue with that.
Yeah, they were having trouble with the turf then. Yeah. So UFL news, Bo Scarborough, thank you for your service.
Hey, we'll mark that down, and then no one gives a shit. Thanks.
I love. You know what I want?
Thank you for that UFL update.
You're welcome. I knew you were gonna love it. You know what I want? I want an old timers league where they're like, "Hey, we're gonna use 60s, 70s rules. See if you can keep up."
Just hit the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, like Butkus, don't call him offsides or he'll give you the old Arch Manning where he flips you while he clotheslines you.
All right, let's move on.
There's another thing we can talk about. Arch Manning not wanting to be an EA football game because they gave him a rating of 80.
Does that surprise you, though?
What? No.
Okay.
Not at all.
I mean, the guy played in a lower class and I'm not saying lower class. I meant a smaller class. I meant lower, meaning smaller. They gave him
a rating based off what he did that season, and he didn't do anything that season. So, and that's what they give you the ratings on. They give you the ratings on what you did that previous season.
As a non-Texas fan, I'm really excited for next year's Texas team. Not this year's, because I think they're going to be pretty good. Now, they're going into the SEC. We'll see it. They're the team that the best team money can buy. And I don't think there's a coincidence, though, now that you see some of these teams continuing to move up as far as talent-wise when money has played a factor, especially big programs. You're looking at Texas. They've moved up, big money. You see Alabama not moving quite up, and even they don't have the resources.
Alabama's moving across right now.
And Georgia, although they were trending up, now they're going to seal themselves.
They have hit ceiling, and they're moving across right now.
No, but I mean, I think they're at the top, though, the echelon.
But that's what I'm saying. They're moving across. They're moving parallel now.
So it helps us. It helps us.
But they're not going down. They're just going sideways.
When you compare it, I compare a little bit to baseball. There's no cap. There's, so usually the big market teams are
you're
always
talking about NCAA.
Yes. And I think and so what happens is if you look at the model of baseball, and I'm not saying that I would consider we're a younger generation of baseball fans, but don't you think a little bit?
We're the old generation.
No, there's old generation 60s, 70s that still love baseball for what it was.
We're the Gen Xers.
But I said we're the younger.
They're the guys that still take the score sheets and keep track at the baseball games.
But I mean, we still watch it. So now you look at that generation of 20-year-olds, and
It doesn't
and
move
low
fast
third.
enough for them.
They don't watch a lot of it. But do you think some of that, as even our generation has grown tired of the same people winning or in the championship or in the World Series?
No, because we dealt with that in the 80s.
Well, we dealt with it a lot in the 90s, too, even the 2000s.
Well, you
with
remember
the
Yankees? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it was
but what do we got
Yankees.
now? It's the same thing. It's the Dodgers, Houston. I mean, it's the same big-time people.
That's fine. They can build those teams. They got that. If they do it, they do it.
Dodgers is another one. So doesn't it become just
Dodgers.
okay? So Dodgers, Yankees, not so much because they can't figure out how to. They need pitching.
Look at the Marlins. They win titles and then just dismantle the team.
Yeah, but I think the last one they won was what
Well, it was right before.
I know they won in '97 against the Indians, and then they won another one 2007 or something
and
like that.
after every title, all they just dismantled the team.
Yeah, which they do because
sold the team off
because of money. So, but now you look at the champions that's been in the baseball for the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years.
Well, look at the buildup of the AL West aside from the Oakland Athletics. Seattle's doing well. Texas won the title. Houston's won the title.
Yeah, Texas won last year, first one and ever, and that's great for them.
But like I said, Seattle's done better.
But they spent a bunch of money too.
Anaheim's still middle of the road. They finally lost players to get themselves to start moving forward. They were paying big contracts for just people to come to the games to see these guys play.
Who's that?
Angels.
Yeah, I mean,
Ontahai and Trout and what's his name? St. Louis guy.
But I'll back up. So Rangers probably and the Diamondbacks were a great treat. I mean, that was probably one of the best World Series. It was a surprise.
Big surprise.
But then you look at the Astros, the Braves,
small market.
That Arizona, but Arizona's really not, is it? If you consider the Phoenix market,
it is.
It is for baseball, but you
Houston,
got Houston,
look
Atlanta, LA, the Nationals, which was a surprise and kind of fun. But they beat Houston. Houston lost to the Braves. Philly's a big market. Tampa Bay was a treat, but you knew they wasn't going to actually win. And then you had below that the Red Sox and the Astros again. Yeah. So since last
are you upset that Cleveland is only on the losers side?
So since 2015,
because if you go to White Sox,
I got it.
The White Sox are on that winning side over there.
But since 2015, which the Royals won, most everybody else is a big market team. Since then, so I think it becomes exactly like what college football is trending to, in my opinion, is the bigger teams are just going to be the ones that are there. And that's what makes, as we get ready to segue into basketball, college,
but you got
that's what makes that most exciting.
In college football, there's still the shakeups. Florida State just won their grant of rights.
The only hope we have now with college football is because it's all on 1 year contracts.
No,
it's all 1 year contracts.
But
essentially,
college football is about to.
That's our only saving grace.
Become, I say the big three. And for a little bit,
SEC, Big Ten,
and Big 12
for a minute, yeah.
Depending
on what the ACC does, but the big ones are going.
They're trying. They still have that grant of. They still have their grant of rights, so they're going to try to get those teams to come in from the Big 12, and the Big 12 teams are going to be like, well, why we have all this money here now?
Yeah.
And the Big 12 can gobble up everything from the Midwest over to the West Coast.
No, it was. I agree. It was just and then you've got the West Coast moving into the Big Ten anyway, which is going to be a flop. I think it's going to be hard for both those teams to compete. But all I was saying was is with baseball and college football, nil and all that, and the pay to play, the only hope that we have with football, college football, is to make it relevant as far as being even or more even. Is the exodus of your immediate transfers. So I've always went back, and I'm okay, and I've always said it, and I'm on record of saying it, that I have no problem with players making money. I just don't like the immediate transfer. I think you should set out a year. That would keep some more continuity to the teams, and then you would build back some of those, not dynasties, but some of those teams that are going to be good without being paid money. You see my point?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's a problem. So I think college football is going down this almost baseball-like way of becoming, I mean, nothing like baseball because football is always going to be king, But you look at NFL, I mean, it takes a bit for a guy to go, I don't like you. Well, okay, then you've got to trade me. Well, in college football, it doesn't matter. You just leave. You get paid bigger somewhere else, and everybody's okay with that.
The NCAA has been neutered in them being able to do anything.
And then you have that's just football. And then you talk about basketball. That's an even bigger joke.
Well, the guys don't even have to go. Well, they go 1 year, and then they're done.
Yeah. Or now, don't even have to go to college. They could do a overseas or
do
G
the
League or
UAL, AAL,
yes, exactly.
AHL.
Exactly.
All.
Well, let's segue into that. Actually, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit of college basketball.
I know you're just fiending. As
we move into
OU and a 14-point loss to Texas.
No, we'll talk about that. I mean, OU played Texas today, lost by 14 at Texas. They beat Cincinnati last week. Overtime was a must-win game. Senior night, I thought they played. I mean, it was a good game as far as them trying. The offense of OU bothers me a little bit. Now tonight they score 80 points, but they give up 94. But give credit to Texas, 63% shooting. I think it was one of their highest shooting percentages ever for them in the Big 12. 63. I looked it up. I said 68. It was 63.
You can't read.
Yeah, I read it wrong. But you turn around and you have OU do that, but then you turn around and have Kansas lose by 30 to Houston.
Yeah.
Now,
so I was watching that game, and I was just watching it. So it was 20, and then it all of a sudden became 24.
Mm-hmm.
And then it all of a sudden became 26. And it just kept ticking up, and by the end of the game, I was like, boy, Kansas has just given up. And yeah, that's what 76-46 Houston Cougars.
What's their star's name? Derrickson, or what's his name?
Shoot.
I can't remember.
I saw him.
Injured his shoulder. Of course, I don't know. I think that was a little bit later in the game. I think that had really no outcome to the game. Probably could have been closer. But Houston, I'm always going to root for him as far as Kelvin. We talked about this. They're a team, Sean, that I've told you I'm not picking Purdue very far. But I like Houston because I like how their guard play.
Oh.
And I don't know. I don't think they're very. I don't know if you're going to have anybody in that Houston
Shade.
Crier and Sheed. I don't think you're going to have anybody necessarily be all-stars in the NBA, and they could. I just think that they just play so well. And, you look at their statistically, they didn't have a great shooting night.
I know, but they're a good, complete team.
Yeah, they are. And they move the ball, they play well. But then otherwise, it was a night of upsets for the Big 12. I mean, Kansas State beats Iowa State tonight. Also,
really an upset.
It is. It's a huge upset. Iowa State is looking to be a 2 seed in the tournament. They lose tonight to Kansas State. And then you've also got Texas Tech. They beat out Baylor tonight. I had to spit that out. I couldn't remember. Thought she was going to pull that up.
Baylor lose the other night?
No, I don't think so. And then BYU, OSU and BYU play tonight. They just started. But yeah, Kansas State, 18-3. They're 8-10 in the Big 12. After the win tonight, they won by 7 points against Iowa State. So it's a huge upset for them. But it's probably one of those things that Iowa State's kind of starting to look for the tournament, as could be Kansas. I don't know why. And then Tech, 22-9, 11-7, which I like them. New first-year coach.
Is this the end of the regular season?
This is it. Yeah, we'll start Big 12 tournament next week.
Because the women have already started.
Women have started. We'll talk a little. No, women. Well, yes, women have already started.
Women have already started.
Yeah. OU women actually today beat TCU, so that'll be their first.
I thought the number 1s and 2s always got to set out.
Well, they're going to the semifinals already. It's already the semifinals.
Poopy.
Yeah. Keep up, Sean.
Man, I lost. Well, I'm sorry. I lost a day of just sleeping because it was cold, rainy, and I didn't have to go outside.
That'd be Thursday. 60.
No, that was Friday.
Oh, Friday. Yeah, 69-53 beat TCU. OU women now 22-8. They still are the 1 seed in the tournament. So Monday on the 11th in the semifinals, they'll play 4th seeded Iowa State to ended up playing the championship. So. But yes, men lost 94-80. But hey, upset alert though. We was talking about upsets. As Tulsa actually beat ranked South Florida. Click on their stats, Sean. I want to talk about one of the gentlemen that's on that team, and South Florida was ranked 24th.
Well, you got to remember, beginning of the season,
Excuse me, in the nation,
University of Tulsa was the number 1 team in the AAC.
Yeah, well, early, but they went
before they got into conference.
Yeah.
They were the number 1 team.
Yeah.
Tell me what's up. I know what the hell's going on.
I wouldn't say number 1.
They were number 1. They had not lost. Or they had lost like 2 games, and everybody else had 3-4 losses. But early in the season, before they got into conference play, Tulsa was ranked number 1 in the AAC. What are you doing?
Go ahead, just keep talking.
Well, what are you even talking about?
I want to talk about
Caleb Williams, the forward.
No. I want to talk about this PJ Haggerty. I mean, this guy.
PJ Haggerty.
Yes.
Went off for 37 minutes. You guys are going to get bored. Watch this. 37 minutes, 11 to 17 field goals, over 2 and 3-pointers, 10 to 14 in free throws, come off 32 points. Is that my Kenny Waste? That's my best Kenny Waste.
No, I think that's good. And you talk about him, and he's been named Freshman of the Week. He's a freshman.
Oh, this is the guy you think is going to leave.
I do. I'm afraid he's going to leave.
What about Colonel Williams?
He's been named Freshman of the Week 13 times out of 17 weeks
weird?
in the AAC.
Here's where you look at this. You've got 3 guards and 2 forwards. Where's the center?
No, they don't play that way.
Where's the
They
center?
just don't. But look, I mean, he's 11 of 17. I know you talked about it, but pretty good free throw shooter, 32 points. If the guy stays, and I hope he does for Tulsa's sake, Conkle looks like he's doing a pretty good job as a coach of Tulsa.
And he only used 3 guys off the bench.
Yes, and record attendance tonight for Tulsa for a home game this year, a little over 5,500. So, all right. Anything else on the basketball front as far as local? Because I definitely want to talk about.
Oklahoma State sucks.
Yeah.
As far as local, I don't know. I know that Billy Gillespie got a 2-year extension for Tarleton.
Yeah, but he's been sick all year. He got
a 2-year extension.
The assistant his coaching is actually doing really well.
And Dartmouth players voted to join a union.
I saw that.
I don't know what union. They said it was a local union. I just didn't.
How local? We could start a local union in the garage. Sports allegedly 1402.
Kenny, it's the basement.
The basement, sorry.
Pepperdine is going to fire their coach at the end of the season, Romar.
And Washington's already fired their coach. So they've got a start to that already. The Huskies fired Hopkins.
They're at least letting the guy go. They're like, hey, we know you're not going to do anything.
Well, he's been there 7 years. He was an assistant for Syracuse when what's his face was there. Why can't I think of his name? Southern Illinois Boeheim. Southern Illinois fired their coach, and I looked that up. I mean, he had a winning record. I was just looking at different coaching fires. It's just weird how particular they are.
This is the day and age of you have to win. Everybody's looking for that next big coach.
Make it harder now, though. I mean, you think with now you've got Neil and just a one and done. What's
college basketball for?
Yes, go ahead. I thought I heard something.
college basketball for the men is since the early 2000s for me has been just a loss. It's a lost system. Because these guys don't have to be there. They Carmelo Anthony, remember?
One and done.
He actually
beat Oklahoma State's best team I've seen.
As a player, he could have benefited more from staying in school.
Now, some might stay in school now because of money. But I still
NIL,
don't. But I don't think it's going to be enough.
No.
It's not going to be enough.
As the NBA is still paying out those huge, stupid contracts.
Yeah.
And look at the guys. We were watching it last season. We were like, who are these guys getting these contracts? Mm-hmm. Like we saw guys getting max contract, and it was like, never heard of her. Never heard of her.
Well, and I think what happens though, and I think a little bit about football right now, and it hasn't been so bad. I thought the Bears, we'll talk when we get in the NFL, overspent a little bit of money on their free agents, signing them immediately.
Well, they're getting no line. You saw they're getting no line.
But no, I think those random basketball teams that all of a sudden come up with all this cap space tend to overpay for those tier two guys, I would say tier
I don't.
2.
Yeah.
You know,
I
they're
don't-
almost ones, but not 2. You know, and
Yeah.
Knicks had got that way for a little bit, if you remember. You know,
Knicks
because
were,
they've
Knicks
been
were that way almost every season. From
they've drafted better now and got some
Yeah.
free agents, but
well, they
no-
were relying on guys from other teams to come in.
that's what I'm saying, and
It was
overpaying
huge.
them,
It was,
overpaying
oh,
them.
you come
Yeah.
over here, we'll give you the max
Yeah,
contract.
it was star number 1.5 from a team.
And the
then hit
one
the
good
max
thing
contract.
that did come out of that was Derrick Rose rebuilt his career, or salvaged what was left of
Is
his
he
career.
still playing?
I don't remember. I have to look at that.
Boom, boom, boom. The Derrick Rose. Yeah, I think he was. He was last year.
I forgot where was he at? It's a Grizz.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
He hurt himself again. I wish he was back on the Bulls.
Yes.
Just finish your career at the Bulls.
He might. Oh, and what a
yeah.
signing that was, though, too. The Bulls were that was the new Michael Jordan.
He
and
hurt
then
his knee.
Hurt his knee, and it was all done. That was one of
What
those.
is up with Chicago
that-
Bulls and
that-
guys hurt their knees?
That
and
was that was one of those things that you almost looked like it was just
look at how good
bad
we were doing.
karma.
Look at how good we were doing with Lonzo Ball. Hurt his knee.
Got anything?
He still can't run.
Anything else for college? Because we can segue to
I don't have nothing big because
big tournaments. I
they're
think
they're about to get into the
Tournaments.
tournament.
UNC beat Duke tonight. Like I said,
I don't know
Connecticut's
why I
killing
wafted over
Providence.
I don't know why I wafted over the women. No, Providence is supposed to beat UConn.
Yeah, not happening.
So Carolina beat Tennessee in the ladies.
Last second 3-point shot kept South
And it was her
Carolina
first one.
undefeated.
It was the very first one of her career.
Kept,
Look at how happy that girl is.
Kept South Carolina undefeated for the women's. I wouldn't be surprised if them, UConn, are the two final. Maybe Iowa. Not real sold on them as a team. I know that Caitlin Clark's a badass, and she broke actually the record this week since we've talked.
Of the triple-double?
No, the scoring record.
Okay.
We talked before that.
What was
that
the
she
scoring
actually
record?
broke.
10 points?
No, total. Total.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of.
Total.
I'm tired of all this Caitlin Clark hype. There's so many other great stars out there, and all I see is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin.
Thank you.
Go on, Caitlin.
You name pusher, you.
Butcher, name Butcher.
Butcher, or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
No,
we're
you're
gonna-
just pushing those names up there.
Yeah, we're gonna try to pronounce the Ravens D
The new signing that just
Yeah.
re-signed to the bit, Justin.
Mbake.
Yes.
Mbake.
Good hire for him. All right, let's move to good re-signing. Let's move to NBA. Let's talk a little bit NBA before we segue to NFL.
NBA. Nothing's happening. It's garbage.
What? It's the
Curry hurt
it's-
his ankle. Bleh.
Nah, it is.
Bleh.
No, I want to talk about. Well, we'll talk about.
Oh,
that.
Bronson's back from a knee scare. Bleh.
Yeah, and good. He's one of those that I was talking about for the Knicks that actually give them a shot of being somewhat good. So Celtics still number one in the league, and that's they're 48-14, so that would be 4-5-62. That means there's 20 games for them left, roughly, in the season. Now, currently, Oklahoma City Thunder setting atop still, but very close. I mean, Minnesota.
This we talked about this. This is that was.
It's still the same as last week.
2.5.
Yeah.
Pelicans
Yes.
are out of it. Yeah,
Yes.
Clippers. Between the Clippers and the Thunder,
Yes.
anybody can get
Yes,
first.
that is correct. And then
Sacramento.
the top 10's probably going to. Excuse me. The top 10 is going to stay, regardless. Just going to be moving around since Houston's
Are
6.
all the California teams going to make the league, make the playoffs this year?
What is there? 3?
Yeah, well,
4.
Clippers,
So you got Golden State, 2 in LA, and
Lakers,
who's the other one?
Kings, and
The Kings.
Golden
Yes,
State.
the Kings. Yes. Yes, they'll all 4 be in.
Sacramento's.
Yes, they'll all 4 be in.
Well, right now we don't know. There's 10
No, they're not going to drop below that. I think 5.5 games difference with 20 games left is pretty tough.
Steph Curry got hurt at
Tough
it.
to come off. Now, your Bulls are still in it, hanging by a thread.
Yeah, they said Levine's supposed to be back soon.
Yes.
Yeah, he's ahead of schedule for his foot surgery, which will help a ton.
Now, you say that. Is he going to be back like this year, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he should be back. Especially if he's ahead of schedule. I didn't even know I hurt his foot. I wasn't even paying attention.
Of course you didn't.
Of course I didn't. Let's see. He's ahead of schedule. Recover from season. Oh, no, season injury. Nope, he's not coming back. He'll be back for next season.
That's what I thought.
I told you.
So, wasn't going to make a big playoff run for the Bulls, are they?
No, that's going to hurt if they try to trade him. That's going to hurt.
So I had to talk about. So I watched this game last night. It was the Timberwolves and the Cavaliers, and so got a foul call towards the end, and Rudy Gobert did the money symbol to the refs and got teed up pretty quick.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah. And it was almost like he was implying that call was because of either gambling or they were getting paid.
But and in the history of the NBA refs, we've never had a gambling
Never.
issue.
Did we have any? Never. I never heard of that.
Never.
But, I mean, he got that, and, I mean, he immediately went to the
ever.
money, and I went, oh, shit, he just done that. I mean, this is primetime TNT stuff last night, or maybe it was ESPN, but I think it was TNT. But anyway, it was prime time, and showing the money symbol, boom, teed up, and they were like, oh, and the commentators were like, oh, that was bad. He's talking about money, and what's that imply? What does that imply?
What do you mean? What is? We all know what it implies. The motherfucker's on the take.
Well, just like we talked about.
Did you make a bet on this damn game?
Well, that's what we were talking about. The whole college basketball, the Temple Owls against whatever team they played that was much better than them, and the point and the movement on the points went within a day or two. 5 or 6 points, and I thought, well, that didn't surprise me because the team. Because Temple sucks. I mean, they were bad. And whoever beat them, I don't remember who it was. Flip on that. There's a watchdog group, essentially, that does this. Oh, UAB. Sorry. UAB beat them.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, and they beat them by, like, Sean, if you'll kick on that, like 20 points, 30 points. It was bad. 100 to 75. I wasn't going to talk about it because I thought it was, but I just found it funny that all of a sudden this watchdog, and apparently this watchdog group was the one that discovered Alabama's illegal coach last year gambling on baseball.
64-48 loss.
No, different game. That's La Jolla, Maryland.
Oh.
Blazers and Owls. Yes.
What, 100
there we
to
go.
72.
Yes, 28-point win. So UAB at one point was favored by 8.
The market closed at 7.
Yes. And they were favored by 8, but it moved. It was actually lower and then moved up to 8. And I thought, well, the problem was with this is that it wasn't originally at 8 points. That's what it should have been.
Somebody had either been
They screwed up. Somebody screwed up on these deals, and then all of a sudden the bets, I mean, you got all these big money people looking at that and going, oh, wait a minute. Temple hadn't played worth a shit all year. UAB's got a pretty good record. They're a winning record. And ended up beating it by 20
It's
plus
like
points.
a friend of mine just went to Walmart in California, and there was an Igloo ice chest that was like $100, but mismarked for $25.
And they had to take it.
Yeah, they have to take it.
Yeah.
Well,
I kind of wondered about how that, and gambling, you wouldn't think that those casinos would screw up that bad. But go back to that story. What was the original? Did it show the original?
It was 2.
Okay, 2. And then went to 8, right?
2.5.
And then went to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it moved 6 points.
Well, no, they said it closed at 7.
Oh, okay.
They said
the
market they were looking at, they said they closed at 7.
But there's a lot for a close amount of time.
Well, the shift, and we've talked about that during football games.
Yeah, but it don't move no fucking 8 points, 6 points though.
But it has where you've
not
seen
that
that it looks, you're like, what the hell's going on, and then all these bets roll in, and you
but I mean, we looked at some of the openings, and then you see those tick up. But this was after opening, and then went to tick up that much. But anyway, I found it kind of silly because I didn't see anything as far as the gambling because I thought Vegas really had it wrong the whole time there.
I don't. Yeah, who's setting that? Who was the person responsible? Or computer? Was there a computer glitch?
Quite possible.
I mean, is that what they're going off of? I don't think they use people anymore because the mafia is no longer allowed to run stuff.
Well, that's quite possible. Quite possible. All right, so what do you got? Hold on, I screwed that up. There we go.
Well, what you've done? You got 800 tabs open. No wonder that thing dies.
So what do you have?
What do I have?
What do you have next? What do you want to go to?
I was going to do it NHL because NHL's doing their trades.
Oh, I have no idea about any of that, so get after it.
Oh, you didn't see?
I saw a bunch of trades. I'm bad at that.
Hold on. So the main one. Well, okay. Well, before the trades, Lindy Ruff, the Devils fired Lindy Ruff already.
I did see that.
And this guy, I don't understand him. He's a great coach. He goes in and he builds a team, takes it to the playoffs, and then just like the next season, just they fall apart. I know that he lost his 2 top defensive men.
They've always done that to Lindy Ruff, though.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Lindy Ruff team.
But they always tend to get very boring on offense. They're always good defensively, it seems like.
Right, and then he lost his 2 best D, and now
Okay.
So yeah, he's fired. The curious one that I saw at the beginning were the Panthers.
The Panthers.
The Panthers. Panthers got Tarasenko.
Tarasenko? There we go.
From the Senators for 2 picks. They got, and I didn't understand this. So the Senators get a conditional 2024 fourth that could become a 26th third if the Panthers win the Stanley Cup this year.
Oh, really?
How does that? How do you go? How is it 2 years out? Should it be a 2025? Who agreed on that? Who even agreed on it? Why can't the
You
2024
know,
go to the third?
I don't even understand the compensatory picks. I have to look back up there and look at that every time, even for the NFL, because there's a lot of certain things that play into that.
And then they get a 2025 third round, and retain 50% of the $5 million salary.
Have to pay or have to retain?
They retain.
Ugh.
Yeah, the Senators are still paying half of that. They're
Good for
each one are
him.
paying. Yeah. And then the Sabres and the Avs have been going at it. Like, what did I see? What did I write here? I wrote.
Do you love me some abs?
The Avs trade for forward Middlestat from the Sabres, and they sent Bowen Byram to their defenseman, and then defenseman Walker and a 26 picks for the Flyers forward Johansson.
So would that be a give up on that for the Flyers?
I guess so.
Okay.
But that or the Avs are just. Avs are making moves right now, and I saw
To win immediately, Avalanche.
well to win because they're not even sitting in first. Where were they even sitting?
Yeah, but they're up there. I mean, they're really close.
I think Winnipeg's in first.
Yeah, they are. But I said they're right up there. I think they're second or third.
And the Jets, I think the Jets come back from obscurity, and the Florida Panthers being the number 1 team in the league right now.
That's pretty impressive. And I did see
And
they got
you hated them last year. You're like they're fake. Was it your son?
Yeah, no, and they
Is it
kind of
Zach?
were. They didn't do very well.
But they didn't because they hadn't ever been to the playoffs.
But better. And then they picked up somebody in free agency. I don't know how good he is, but
Well, yeah,
I did see that.
It was a Mark Stone.
And then Vegas picked up somebody good too. Vegas.
They got hard.
Vegas looks like they're still the. I mean, they still look like the favorites.
Well, I'm liking the Florida, but look at the Golden Knights just sitting way down here under the Kings, the Oilers, and the Canucks.
Not by much. Canucks look really good though.
And who would have thought that team would have come? What were they? They've been near the top. Did they even make the playoffs last
I
season?
give the Kraken a little credit though. I mean, winning record up in the points.
Now they're down.
I know, but I mean, 67. I mean, they're not the Sharks.
Is this their third
And they're not the
year in league?
Blackhawks.
Motherfucker. You say Blackhawks.
How's that rookie working out for you?
It's
Too
working.
tiny to play.
He's working out great.
What's his stats? You don't even
Who,
know.
Bedard?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody's stats right now. I think he's leading all rookies.
Well, by God.
Yeah. I mean, you won.
I would hope he was the number 1 pick.
Oh, come on. What are we looking at? What do you want to see? Goals? You want to see points?
just Bernard in general.
Bernard.
Just give me to him, not complete leaders, because I bet he's not on that list at all.
This is goals. That's what I'm saying. Do you want? What do you want to look at? Points?
Yeah, sure. Let's look at
Plus,
points. Let's see
minus?
if he's on points.
Do you understand how hockey works?
Yes, I know points.
I don't think you do.
Let's see.
fucking
Where's he
Montana.
at? No.
Hate that guy.
No. I'm still looking. Hey, fans, as we stroll down, and we're in the 30s right
There's
now,
Decay.
looking for the rookie. No, didn't see him. Show more. Yes, please. And we'll get on down here, and we'll just keep going.
You can't find any Blackhawk up there. They suck.
I know.
There's no Blackhawks at the top 100.
Maybe it'll show. Oh, show more.
Oh,
There
show
we
more.
go.
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
There he is. 108.
Well, not bad. What's that negative 36 mean? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Negative 36. Is that his points?
Daily
Or his
lines.
plus minus. That's his plus minus.
So I'm going to say that's not good.
No, that's not, because that means that he's been on the ice while they've been scored against
36 more times.
So many. But the Chicago Blackhawks suffer from front office, just bad front office decisions, just like the Bulls and the White Sox. You want to talk about baseball? Baseball's about to start. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about the spring league? About how all of our teams suck?
I haven't really.
The entire AL Central is trash.
And sometimes that means we'll be better later. We're just playing the trash.
Yeah, you know what? We're actually ahead of you in the trash.
That's okay. That's okay.
So it's going to be...
I watched one. It was like, it popped up. The Athletics beat the Indians or the Guardians. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, that means nothing. Especially when the Athletics are beating us.
Yeah. Oh, no, we've fallen. Oh, how have we fallen? We were up 2 games.
Oh, 4-11 now, I see.
Oh, you're 4-9. Wow. We're burning down the house. Who's got the best record out of the Central right now?
Oh, I'm sure it's Minnesota.
Oh, Royals.
Oh, the Royals, yes.
Royals, 11-4.
Usually how they don't spin that around.
Where's
Did they split them?
Okay, Detroit and...
Okay.
They're over here at 8-6. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
there we go. Yeah. Middle of the road.
Middle of the road. Baltimore, though, 13-2 coming out of spring league.
I really like Baltimore this year. I mean, like to win it all. Like, seriously, to be the team.
God, that team has just mired, just wallowed in
Pitching's
obscurity.
good. Hitting is really good.
How many years did it take to come back?
No, I mean, I think
They
built it.
were good in the 90s.
They built it the right way. But
okay, build it the right way, Kenny. Like, they were
drafting.
good in the 90s.
No, that's been before. I mean, that's shit ownership.
And then they weren't good.
Shit ownership then.
Then they weren't good for the longest time. Oh, no, Chicago's problem? Have you heard that? The White Sox? We need another stadium.
I've heard.
That's what's going to make Chicago White Sox compete.
Oh, actually, the Indians are looking for another stadium, too, because we have one of the oldest, most outdated ones, Jacobs Field.
This is like 20 years old. Or
90, I think we opened it in 93.
I think we opened ours in 92.
And that's not 20 years. That's a long time ago.
That's
yeah.
30 something.
Yeah, you're old, man. That's only 20 years ago.
20.
Oh, shit,
No,
it's
wait.
35. But anyway.
Yeah, my bad, dog. I can't tell
So
time.
you guys are in last place in the, not the Grapefruit League, but
Cactus.
what's the other?
We're the
Cactus
Cactus
League.
League.
So who's last in the Grapefruit League?
That would be the Tampa Bay Devil
And the
Rays.
Yankees. 2 of the better teams you're going to see. So you got to hope. There's hope.
There's no hope, Kenny. There's no hope.
All right, we're at 47.
I don't even know who's on
we're
the
at 47. Let's move
Tim
to,
Anderson's gone.
Let's move to.
So there's not going to be any fun fights anymore.
Let's move to football. Let's just do this football business.
Is that it? Is that where we're going?
Let's move to football.
Oh, I haven't. Oh,
The NFC West. Now, as we picked last year, San Francisco, Seahawks, Rams, Cards didn't finish up that way. The Rams finished ahead of the Seahawks.
Oh, Zach picked the Rams Niners.
Oh, I forgot about the Rams. He picked. Now, Rams did finish 10-7. Let's start with them a little bit. I thought that, and they very easily. Who'd they play in the playoffs? Sean, it was Detroit that they very easily could have beat.
Yeah, 3-point miss is what it was.
And then Detroit played Tampa the next game, and Tampa could have probably beat them too. But anyway, let's talk about the LA Rams. Now,
let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about touching on our little pee-pee.
Now, needs, obviously, 10-7 last year, same coach. Raheem Morris their defensive coordinator did leave, got the head coaching job at Atlanta. Okay. But I never really thought the defense let me back up. Defense had a lot of issues. They
secondary linebacker.
Yes, they need an edge guy too because Donald's good, but they need some other people. They need some other people on that. So they did sign the guard Dotson to a big contract. Their offensive lineman, who's really good.
Yeah, I saw that he was still the.
Another thing I noticed, and I know they're not going to draft it, but they need to look at it, was kicker. Do you know their kicking was second to last in field goal percentage?
Who's their kicker?
And I don't even. They switched with Marr and somebody else. Remember Marr from Cowboys for a little bit.
Dunker?
Oh, I don't know, but it was the Cowboys and then somebody else.
Let me go look.
But
team.
Towards the they were definitely second to last in field goal percentage, and right down there with extra point percentage, they were low. So Marr and somebody else was the trade off there that they tried last year. Now, who did they? Maybe it was Brown. I don't know, but I know Marr.
Oklahoma State.
Marr was the other one.
Marr, he was their rookie.
Yeah, Marr was the other one. So, and I don't know if either one of them's coming back, but like I said, did sign Dotson. Edge, their safety position, they were 20th in every statistic of the Rams was 20th or worse in the passing.
I also wrote down that they need a quarterback because they need somebody that's going to take over. For.
You think this is the year though they do that?
They need to do it soon. They need somebody in there that's going to be the future, because Stafford was old whenever they traded for him.
Older, not old.
No, he was old.
Yeah,
he was old. Yeah, they're going to need a quarterback, and they're going to have to do something to get that quarterback.
Well, and we were talking about compensatory picks.
They brought back Dotson.
That's what I said. Yeah, I said that.
I was looking. I don't know why I was looking at somebody else.
But they were rewarded. The Rams were rewarded 5 compensatory picks.
Yeah, they've got.
It gives them a total 11 picks.
But the problem is
the Bills.
The problem is that they're
lower.
Round.
But they're lower. But you could find. Tom Brady was a 6th round pick. You could find some people.
Brock Purdy was 7th round pick.
Yes, and I have that as a need for the 49ers as quarterback also. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway,
no, didn't write that one down. Pretty good on quarterback.
They got
19, and then the 20th.
19 is the pick for their.
Oh, I see, per round.
Yeah, so and then that's 52. 52 is
19, 52, 83, 100.
Yes.
They don't have anything for the 4th round.
Then they got a bunch of compensatories.
153, 154, 177.
They have 11 picks.
And then nothing in 7th. Oh, they ended up with a 7th.
Yes.
Well, last I looked, they didn't have a 7th. I don't know where they got that from.
Well, it was
Matabuke.
Raheem Morris actually gave them a pick and Matabuke. Yeah.
Matabuke. Yeah. See, I told you if I looked at it, I could say.
Exactly.
So,
we were talking about the defensive tackle that re-signed.
The Niners got
Ravens.
5 as well.
So, all right. Anything on the Ram? What was
what
was the? To me,
their pickups from last year were great. Kyrene Williams, Puka Nacua,
huge.
But yeah, their secondary.
But they do need it. Cooper Kupp kind of tailed off a little bit too. That could have been.
Well, he was injured most of the season.
But that could have been not most. He played quite a bit. I think that
he was injured most of the season.
Would you Google that on your phone or there and see how many games he played? I don't think it was most of the season. I think he played not over, but I think he played the majority of the season.
Cooper Kupp.
Let's see. So you look at gosh dang it.
Stats. Okay, get off that.
Stats, please.
Stats. Let's see. In 2023, he played 12 games.
Okay, that's not all year.
No,
that's
not.
Yeah. So, and I think that
9 here. Then
well, 12. No, last year I think that Puka actually took some of the thunder away from that.
Well, Puka and Tutu Atwell.
Yeah, right now it looks a lot of projections have Tyler Guyton from OU going to the Rams. That's not what I wanted to see.
I do know that their O-line was a little suspect, but are they getting rid of Brian Allen, their center?
They got rid of their center, I believe.
So Allen, because I know Allen was. Oh man, I'm going to pull up all those.
But Jackson Powers, the Jackson Powers Johnson, the center from the Oregon Ducks. I was going to say the Oregon Thunder. The Oregon Ducks. That guy's name.
I thought you were going to say organ
no,
donors.
No, that name. That's another one. That name has popped up a lot too. It seems like a lot of offensive linemen just keep popping up, and you see a lot of these unless they go D line. So it's D line, O line. I think that's going to be the picks in that 19th.
I'm looking at the draft as being more O line, D line, and the quarterbacks.
And generally, you take the Jimmy Johnson approach is take an O line later. There's so many more available.
You can get
but
them,
but how many good ones have come out of the first round? I mean,
Carson Wentz is their backup.
Oh boy. Well,
they got Witherspoon. Witherspoon's on that $1 million contract.
Well, no, they're any of their defense.
This is why I said they're second.
Yeah,
Johnson,
their
linebackers are all up.
Latu, also the defensive lineman from them, but the center comes up. I've seen Bo Nix. Actually, there was a prediction for that.
But that's what I'm saying. They need that quarterback of the future. But can they do it in second round?
My God, yeah. But I'm saying that's a prediction for first round. That 19th pick seems a little high for Bo Nix, in my opinion. Although we've talked about it. Well, hold on. Before the draft, we're going to rank our quarterbacks, and I don't think Bo Nix is as bad as everyone might think he is.
You're the one that thinks he's bad.
No, I just think he's going to be very how he is now.
Vanilla.
Kinda.
Kenny's vanilla. You haven't even noticed the sign that's been up this whole time.
Oh, I saw it. Hair plugs. I did see it. And then
That's why Craig's not.
And then the Jared Verse from Florida State, or is it Verse? I'm gonna go
Versace.
Yeah. He's also been picked, which I like him too. I think there's a lot of good.
We need to talk about the combine and its relevancy.
Well, is it relevant? Let's move on. What team you want to talk about?
I would say certain parts of it are relevant.
Agreed. All right, there's our Rams.
There's your Rams
minute.
Josh.
All right, let's move on.
What was your son's name?
Seattle.
Zach.
Move on to Seattle.
Seattle.
Now Seattle.
Zach's the Rams.
Mike McDonald, new coach.
Okay.
Now Ryan Grubb comes over as offensive coordinator. There's a lot of needs for Seattle. You talk about, you got Geno Smith. He looks like he's entrenched as a quarterback. They say maybe not. Been a lot of rumors.
Drew Lock is up on the free agents.
But everything I've seen about the Seahawks is the O-line, which didn't perform very well, or the D-line. That was kind of one or the other two. I didn't see.
I had defense, a running back. Who did they have for running back?
I don't think they're going to draft in the first round. We're just talking. They'll pull those back later. But all the mocks I saw was Murphy from Texas. What was her pick, Sean? I forgot to write that down.
The Seattle's?
Yeah, what was their first pick?
16th.
Okay. So I saw.
They don't have any second round.
I saw Murphy, saw the Verse, Latu from UCLA. Those three on the defensive line. Then I saw a lot of offensive line.
Well, they've already got rid of a few guys. So
the center from Oregon I talked about for the Rams. They could get them before the Rams get him. That would be Jackson.
But look at what they
Fontenay from Washington. There's a connection to Grubb. I thought about that. He's an offensive lineman too. And then the offensive tackle from Oregon. I cannot remember his name. Fogway. But Bowers popped up there too for a tight end because they don't really have
Bowers
one.
is popping up on a lot of people's.
But they don't have. But I've seen some dropping him down clear to 20th.
And here's what I saw already. So they've already got rid of Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs, their safeties, and Will Disley. Now Will Disley was a great tight end.
I think Fant's still there though, right?
Noah Fant is
still there.
But
wasn't he part of that Denver trade? Is Fant still there?
No,
is
his
he a free agent?
He's free agent.
Okay.
Will Disley was a great when he started. Like I had him on fantasy, and he just kept getting injured. So very injury prone. So I was surprised that he's still there because this dude had a lot of horrible looking injuries for him to just come back. Then they got rid of the defensive tackle Brian Monet.
Yeah, so that's kind of what they're looking at. I think they're looking at the line. Right off the bat,
and that's why I wrote defense. I just wrote total defense.
Well, every mock draft had defense, but then every reporter I read from up there was they need offensive line. Yet all the mocks are D.
I'm sure they do, but look at all of this. Look at all of this that's coming off for their contracts.
Yeah,
you got Leonard Williams at $21 million,
and they mentioned that they're probably going to let him walk.
Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. They said they cut them. They cut Disley.
Jamal Adams surprises me a little bit.
Bobby Wagner. He's aged out.
He's aged out, probably. Yeah.
And then you start getting into your offense. And then Devin Bush, I think he's done. Noah Fant's contract's up. Drew Lock's contract's up. Those were both from the Denver. Was that correct?
Fant was.
Did Drew Lock come with that?
Yes, that's correct.
Jordan Brooks, he's up. Your offensive linebacker.
Offensive linebacker.
Mario Edwards, the other D end, he's up. Look, I mean, these guys are the big contract. These guys are from the $1 million up to the $21 million. So, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's also up.
Also. All right.
So yeah, they have a lot of defensive contracts that are up, and O-line. So I had written down that they did need a running back, but and I said maybe a quarterback
later. I don't know if I don't think they're going to get.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the new coaching staff.
Trent Brown has popped up as a possible free agent from the Patriots. They looked at him a little bit. I mean, he's available. I don't know if they're going to sign him, but everything. Like
nobody's
I said,
done anything. Free agency starts
Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. I mean, there's been some stuff announced already.
Yeah, everybody's getting
but
prepared.
Nothing official.
Oh no, Sutherland. What happened to him?
But no, that one's Seattle's a weird team because they're close yet far away. I don't know if I have that. You know what I mean?
Well,
you watch them, and it all depends on how Gino plays.
Got a new coach.
Well, yeah, and so defensive-minded guy. That's why I think that they've wanted to draft defense.
What if I told you about your hands?
And I know, but I also think needs might reign a little higher in that center from Oregon or some other offensive lineman.
But I told you saw their free agency. It is crazy.
And plus, you look at a lot of those guys that are on the offensive line, or if the Oregon, Washington, that type of deal. So they're all familiar with them in that area. So it's probably kind of like when you see Dallas pick a lot of local people here. So all right, moving on to the Arizona Cardinals. Last place in the NFC West last year, 4-13. Disappointing year. Kyler Murray obviously hurt for the majority of the year, but they have come back and said he is their guy.
Yeah, it was weird. They beat some big teams too.
I know, but yes, I know. But no,
it's like that coach knew what he was doing against those big teams, but then everybody else was just.
I looked at everything that you want to look on the Cardinals, but essentially it's just one area and it's just defense. I mean, they were 31st overall in the league in defense. You got a coach that's a defensive-minded guy.
I wrote down they need a wide receiver and everything.
Well, I think that's what they're going to take.
They really need everything.
No, but no, they're just going to take. They're going to take him. Well, they're going to take Harrison,
Hollywood Brown's
free agent. Out. Yeah, I don't think they're going to re-sign them, and probably shouldn't for that money. To be honest, he's got a pretty good high cap hit when it comes to that. You take Marvin Harrison if he's available at 4, no doubt, hands down. I mean, if I was the Bears, I'd be trading and hoping to get Marvin Harrison later, but that's a different story for a different day about their dumbasses, what they're going to do. But anyway, but good also too. Looks like they could get him at 9 or 10.
But you saw what he did. That's what I want to talk to you about the combine. Was you saw what he did during the combine. He was not happy with his time, so he kept going back out and doing the gauntlet. And they were like, "Dude, you got a 6," and he goes, "No, that's not good enough." And he kept going out and running, and Coleman. Or maybe it was Coleman that was best in the gauntlet. Something Coleman did.
He had a really good. He had a good.
No, he did terrible in like the one-on-one long ball, but just the ones being thrown at him, the high tension ball catching, he did great in.
The worst. When I was talking about back to Carolina or not Carolina, Arizona, they had the worst rushing defense in the league. Seattle was next, so we talked about that.
Look at all
this. And their pass rush was
horrible.
But listen to this: their pass rush rewarded 33 sacks, so they need an offensive line too. But what's going to happen is their two needs they're not going to take because they're definitely taking Harrison.
Look at
no doubt.
Buda Baker. Is he done?
No, not at all.
Are they going to re-sign Buda?
Yeah, well, I think they'll keep him and they'll restructure him.
They try to keep him as the anchor
because it's a club option, so they'll be able to take him. But
you got Ezekiel Turner.
They're going to take. You watch Sean on this draft. I really think they're going to.
Ertz is already gone. Ertz is already signed with.
Yeah, I saw that he signed with somebody. I kind of laughed.
Washington.
maybe, but hey, Mo, he's kind of fell off, to be honest. And I kind of see why, Philly let him go. Definitely second fiddle. But no, and back to them, it's all defense, but they're going to take the best player available, and they're looking for next Larry Fitzgerald. It is what it is.
Well, Marlon Mack's going. That's what the running backs out.
Who's the other running back? Is that your free agents? Well,
yeah,
they'll be fine. They need defense, so take rounds 2 through 7 and take all defense, but take Marvin Harrison number 1.
What was their,
or some offensive linemen.
Hold on, what do they have? They have They have 4 and 21. They have 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, that was Houston's. Which
and
they would hope they suck worse.
And then in the 3rd round, they've got 66, 71, and 90. 4th round, they got 105. 6th round, did I say that right? 1, 2, 3. 5th round is 137. 4th round is 105.
Harrison.
Their 7th round, they got 3 picks, so they can try to get.
Well, Harrison is. I know you don't like this word, but I think he's my generational guy coming out of this draft. Is Harrison? I really think he is. I don't know if he's Larry Fitzgerald generational, because he was also. Second in the Heisman to Jason White. But
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Evans, your generational talent.
Well, he is. I mean, first only wide receiver, and thank you for bringing him up, signing a 2-year contract to come back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But he really
Who's
is.
his quarterback?
He's the only. Nobody yet. We'll talk
Who's
about
his
that.
offensive
We'll talk
line?
about that then after we cover these, because I have some thoughts on that.
We're already over an hour.
I know. We're finishing up with the
Niners
championship 49ers.
O-line and maybe secondary.
That's all I got, too. And maybe a wide receiver guy late, because Ayuk, they don't know what they're going to do with it. They're going to re-sign him or not.
I don't. Well, you got Chase Young. His contract's up, too.
They're worried about they're worried about they're worried about offensive linemen because of age.
McDonald is up.
They're worried about that because of age.
Well, offensive line was one of their biggest issues last season, because once, like, Trent Williams went out, they didn't have anybody that could pass block as well as he could.
Well, could they draft a quarterback? I think they might look at somebody.
They're going to need a backup, because I think they're letting Darnold go.
Kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's active. Sorry, that's active.
No, so I think that
I feel you trying to
hear rumors.
Okay, Randy Gregory's out. Chase Young. Darnold's
now I think
out.
they might let Randy Gregory go because he wasn't impressive.
Kinlaw's up. Isaiah Oliver.
A lot of rumors.
Deshaun Gibson, Sebastian Joseph. I'm just saying this is, and these guys performed during the season. Sebastian Joseph.
Gregory was very average for that pay. A lot of rumors though for defensive line is the Khalil Mack Bosa possibility. San Diego's come out and said.
I've heard that
and
Bosa
San Francisco,
going to San Francisco.
Yes. There's a very big possibility because of the brother relationship or Mack. I don't know if Mack's going to be, but it makes me wonder. We talked about San Diego just last week. How about the high caps were for those two teams or those two players.
Those two were the majority of the cap hit.
It just makes me wonder what their thinking is. You're not going to let both go, and I mean, to me, I'd keep Bosa over Mack, but I could be wrong
Because of age?
I think, I do. That was exactly why I would do that.
Because you're an ageist?
No, not an ageist.
Yeah, you're an ageist. You don't like young people.
But anyway, otherwise, the 49ers are loaded, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're not the Super Bowl representative for the NFC next year, to be honest.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
but like I said,
there's nobody.
They had the least of all the needs.
There's nobody on that team that I'm going, oh my God, they're losing that. And they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Plus, they're just going to get more.
Yeah. I didn't even look at
what was their salary cap? Is that what you were going to say? Yeah, what was that? I think they were right towards the bottom, like tiny under maybe, and now they're above because of the 30 minute. I didn't even look at that. When you said that, I thought, wow, about that. But
I could just go look at the salary cap.
But secondary, you're right about that. O-line, just because of age, they've talked about.
They end up at
they're a little negative, aren't they?
Negative $3 million.
So Gregory, if they move him, is probably going to be one right off the bat. That was my thought, because they're looking for a defensive lineman that comes that just not Randy's. But I mean, he played well okay. Let me say played okay at Dallas. And they come over here and he's just not lived up to the hype.
Probably the player he should be.
No, but he's getting older though too. What's his age? 31. Excuse me.
No, he's 31.2. Yeah, because you got Chase Young coming in.
He will resign. He will resign. I think they'll probably resign him.
Kinlaw's. I'm sure you can get Kinlaw back for cheaper.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys redid their contracts to actually
you got a cheap quarterback. You got what, 2 more years now?
I think so.
Unless
Trent Williams is your highest paid player in cap hit.
Yeah.
So, and then after that's Debo, Armstead.
Isn't that pretty impressive, though, for him, though? 10% of the cap hits for a left tackle.
And the fact, how old is he? That's what
he's getting up there. He's probably 34, 33, 34?
35.
Oh. Pushing 36 by the time season starts.
He will be 36 by the time season starts. Because he's 242 days.
Yep. Kittle.
Well, no, this is active contract.
I know.
But you're looking at cap hits, and what, Trent's at the top. Debo comes in at 28. Armstead at 28. Fred Warner, 24. And then Kittle, 21. And after that, you start getting down into the teens.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good for them being only $3 million over the.
Right now, though, so you back up, Sean. You look at Bosa's contract. See, you look how small that is right now. But look at the dead cap behind it. That means that's getting ready to get real big.
Well, yeah, and that's that for a lot of these guys, because I think Debo's got the biggest dead cap hit.
No, Nick does right
now. 42. What is Nick?
76.
Oh shoot, I didn't.
That's
even
what I'm
see that.
saying. It's gonna.
I didn't even look.
You're gonna start to see that roll up.
And this is where you come in and you start doing restructuring.
Sure.
And it was who was it? Was it?
Oh, there was a wide receiver today that could restructure for 2 years and get. It was funny how they do that.
Was it? Did I have it written down?
The capologist is a pretty impressive job, though. I'd have to give him credit for that.
Did I have it written down that it was Mike Evans' contract that was front end loaded?
It's 2 year. It's 2 year, 52 million, 35
front end loaded.
35 guaranteed. Yes.
Yeah, because he gets that first 35 at the signing.
You done with this? The NFC West. We can get
to
because
Tampa.
We're
done. Yeah, okay. Let's get.
Well, I have a theory on Tampa. So Baker Mayfield's next, obviously for Tampa. If you look at the radar, and we're talking about free agent quarterbacks, we're going to close up on this one, talking about free agent quarterbacks. So you, as a top 5, I'm going to name you my top 5 free agent quarterbacks right now. You've got Kirk, you've got Baker, you've got Russell. You've got, who's the other two? Kirk, Russell, Baker. You've got 2 more. Why am I missing? Think about it, Sean. Who is it? Quarterbacks that are just sitting out there waiting idly.
Mac Jones.
I say, Mac is a possibility, yes, because he's up for trade.
He's up for trash trade.
Well, no, see. There are only 3. I'm missing somebody. Who is this big guy?
Hold on. I'm trying to find.
It's Kirk, Baker, Russell. Who's the 4th? There's somebody that's just. There's just somebody that's sitting out there that I'm just missing. That's a pretty good damn quarterback.
Why can't we?
Yeah, you're not going to find it there. Hey, good job for Cody Ford though for re-signing with the Bengals. Boomer Sooner. He got re-signed, and then the big trade of the day was Jerry Jeudy to the.
Well, yeah, it's going.
The Browns. But funny, as you look up this, did you see his stat? I mean, is Jerry Jeudy that big of a piece? I mean, I know they only give up like a 5th and 6th round, I think, for him.
He was terrible.
I don't know. Don't know. Just don't know. There it is, right there.
He was Jerry Jeudy. Well, I watched Jerry Jeudy play.
I didn't think it was bad what they give up, 5th and 6th.
It wasn't bad what they gave up, but him just playing was just bad. Like him overall. Him as a teammate. I see Darnold's, Dobbs, Mariota, Huntley, Mason Rudolph. See, Drew Lock is up.
Yeah, go down to like top 5.
I am. Hold on. Tyrod Taylor's up again because these guys are just signing 1 year.
Yes.
Joe Flacco.
Probably should come back to the Browns. I bet they will re-sign him.
Your boy Jameis Winston.
No, never would have drafted him.
Get them crab legs out my crotch. Carson Wentz.
Back,
This looks like Jacoby Brissett. Looks like the top
Gardner was the other one. He was number 5.
Looks like it's just a bunch of backups. Ryan Tannehill.
No,
That's right.
No, didn't even think about him.
What's his nuts for Kansas City's up?
No, didn't even think about him.
Baker.
There's Baker, and then Kirk's number 1.
Yeah.
Well, Russell Wilson wasn't even on there, and I thought there was enough. But let me paint a picture for you here, though.
Everybody.
So Baker hasn't signed with Tampa yet because
close your eyes and imagine this is what.
Well, hold on. No,
this is what his wife.
No,
used.
so rumor has it that Tampa said, "Hey, go find you some money somewhere else. See what you can get on the market. Then come back and look at what we offered you, which was whatever. I don't know."
Yeah, he was looking at market value.
What if he signs with the Patriots per se, or because I think Russell Wilson's going to the Steelers.
And I told you that before.
And I think Kirk Cousins seems to lean to Vikings, which he should. Maybe a friendly deal. But what if Baker doesn't? What if Baker's first off the board and doesn't sign with Tampa? What's Tampa do? That could be the possibility of a Kirk Cousins, Tampa Bay. Just a small little preview of that you can see him with Mike Evans, Godwin. They need a tight end. I'm hoping Bowers is available at 20.
Boy, you people are just loving it. You keep bringing Bowers up.
I do. I think he's the second generational player. They're the top of the skill players now.
You want to talk about a position that's dime a dozen free agent or tight end?
Not necessarily, because can you name a good one besides Kelsey?
Kittle.
He's okay. Blocking doesn't
Dallas
catch well.
Goedert
has fallen off. Because of the quarterback.
Broke his arm.
Quarterback play.
Broke his arm.
Quarterback play.
Njoku.
Very good and young. Yes, and very good and young. I agree with that.
Mark Andrews.
Hurt, injuries, getting old in the tooth.
But still.
Interesting quarterback, yeah.
So, yeah.
And probably
I've already named. Do I need to name more?
Well, that was only like
Noah
three.
Fant.
No, he's not any good. You only named 3. Njoku, Andrews, and Kelsey. That's the 3 good ones. Anybody else you named?
I forgot what the Bears' tight end's name was.
Komet?
Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet, yes.
I don't know why we ever gave up Greg Olson. Well, Brian Hoyer, he's out today.
Well, that was a comparison. That's bad. When your free agent comparison's Brian Hoyer.
Hold on. Well, Jacoby Brissett's Andy Dalton.
Oh. Well, Andy
Jameis Winston is Joe Flacco.
Well, that's just not right. Andy was good.
That's your free agent quarterbacks.
Yeah, I
don't know why Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell's not on there.
Technically, Russell Wilson's not a free agent yet.
Gotcha.
Remember,
anybody else are ready to trade?
He's a cut. And
they've already let him. Said Pittsburgh. You said that's who you thought, and I think that's where he's going to go. But why wouldn't he fit well in Vegas? Wouldn't that be an okay one?
Vegas keeps flying under the radar for
a quarterback. Yeah, nobody's talking about it.
The only thing I've heard is Cousins to.
That was the only other one.
Here's something. Nobody's talking about the Saints and their quarterback issue.
Do they have an issue?
Derek Carr.
I think they're going to.
Do you still love Derek Carr?
No.
Do you still love an old eyeliner?
No, I think they're going to keep him.
Like eyeliner boy?
I think they're going to keep him.
Pretty eyes?
I think they're going to keep him. Oh, Fields is the other one. No shit, that's the 5th one.
But he's not free agent.
I know, but I mean available, and he's going to be available. Available. He is going to be available. That's a fact. That was the 5th one. I'm glad you brought that up. It is Fields. Where does he go? Why did I miss him? He's the numero. Well, him and Kirk Cousins are one and 1A.
I read yesterday that Poles was doing a swerve, and to not take Caleb Williams.
My opinion on Poles, and I've already told you, he's a dead man walking. Is his job. He will take Caleb Williams because it will buy him another year. He'll buy him this coming year. It's not going to
buy him anything.
Oh, sure it will, and it'll buy him. Even if he struggles, it'll be a rookie.
You think it's going to buy the coach, or are they just going to get rid of the coach? And I mean,
here comes Lincoln Riley. Boo doo 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 doo. Hey!
Hi y'all!
USC wins 9 games. USC wins 9 games, and Bears are like, yeah, let's take them. Let's bring. Yeah.
Did they beat one good team this year? Take his ass.
No, I said next year they win 9 games. In the Big Ten, that'd be pretty impressive.
Did Cortland Sutton, he got traded, didn't he?
No, but he's getting ready to.
To the Browns?
No, that was Judy.
Oh, Sutton's reacting to that. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Oh, yeah. Texans re-signed Schultz.
But who cares?
Tight end who did great last season.
I wouldn't put him in a...
Generational?
Well, okay. No, not at all. And I would put him as a good tight end, but not, like, great.
And the Bears have been doing moves for offensive line in trades. The Bears have been doing trades for offensive line.
They did, and they signed your quarterback. They signed Sweat. They signed 2 or 3 big contracts. Right. 2 of them for like $90-something million. Sweat was 4 years, 98, and I think what was your cornerback?
Johnson
He's the good one.
Yeah, they kept him 29 mil. No,
it was 4 years, 72 mil or something like that.
Mil.
Yeah, he's good. He was the one they needed.
The Bills are selling the house on the defense.
They got money. Oh yeah, I brought that up. Josh Allen actually trimmed some of his salary, or renegotiated, saved him $20 million.
But they got rid of Poyer and Hyde, and you were very
don't care.
See right there. Even though I sent you the message and showed you that they were voted.
All those cute little stats don't matter.
You love those cute little stats, though.
No, because here's the deal. When it comes to
that's what gets you all bonered up.
No, when it comes to that is now Gabe Davis. They should for the Bills. They probably should keep him over some of those guys I know. Just because of some of those the personalities, but
they're reconstructing the Von Miller contract too.
As they should. He sucks now.
Oh my god!
Now you would have to agree. What did he do last week?
You're an angry little.
No, I mean, what did he do last week? I mean, year.
I'm guessing.
Year is what I meant.
I'm guessing.
Hey, that's my new thing. Never heard of her. What did he do last week? Okay. No, exactly. He got hurt. Kind of had that weird rapey thing, and then
did he have a rapey thing?
He had something going on.
Oh no, he had a beady thing.
Oh, beady thing. Okay,
yeah,
he had a
punchy girlfriend.
Okay, so allegedly on the rapey thing. But anyway, no, it was not. I think it was his wife or girlfriend or something.
Yeah, but it turned out to be false.
As they say, who knows?
Kelsey retired 13 seasons. Him and somebody else retired, didn't they? Another offensive line. Is that what I saw?
Al Davis.
But yeah, he did cite Nick Foles. He did cite Nick Foles' big dick.
No, he didn't. He just said his big personality.
No, he said big dick.
No, otherwise
he said Nick Foles. Nick Foles and his big dick went up to the coach.
Otherwise,
and the coach and his big balls. To win. I forgot. I totally forgot that he'd won a Super Bowl ring.
No kidding. And then the Colts have had bad luck with, and we'll close on this.
Zach Ertz went to the Commanders for a 1-year deal. That's what it was.
We'll close on this because talking about him, Colts have a bad reputation of signing older quarterbacks that don't do well. Wentz. What'd you say?
Jacoby Brissett was there.
Big guy. You said that just won it. Nick Foles. Remember they signed him too.
Nick Foles.
He's like, but Matt Ryan was the ultimate, and I had to remind.
Poor Matt Ryan.
I had my Viking.
Phillip Rivers.
My Viking son. Now he did well. My Viking son. My Vikings son that is a big fan of the Vikings. No, and he said, he's the leader of the best comeback, Kirk Cousins, and he is. See, he has the greatest regular season comeback in history. Kirk Cousins does.
Does it?
Yeah, against the Colts, down 33-0.
Is that it?
Okay, in the third, 33-0.
Testaverde didn't do better?
No, I've looked it up. So Cousins won and came back against the Colts. The worst Super Bowl, the biggest comeback for the Super Bowl is Tom Brady, the Patriots.
Yeah, we all.
What quarterback is on the same?
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
Both times.
That's Matt Ryan.
Stinger. But anyway,
poor guy. Hey,
right.
We're up, guys. We're up. Defense just hold.
Yeah, never mind. We'll go. And you can't blame Matt Ryan. I thought Matt Ryan was a good quarterback. He's not that great, in my opinion, of a commentator, but he was a good quarterback. And all right, anything else as we leave this night? Because free agency next week, we're going to talk a lot about football next week, so it's going to be huge.
Jovic wins a 3-setter and return to Indian Wells. I have no idea what that means. That's all Spanish to me.
Tennis. All right. We'll see y'all. Thanks for...
O'Malley. Are we going to do the O'Malley?
No.
Because you hate that guy.
I do. But hey, speaking of that, as we close on that, the Mike Tyson Paul fight is that legit?
Is that gonna happen?
I don't know. They said it was.
Well, Mike Tyson has been saying that he wants to beat the shit out of him.
Apparently, it's gonna happen. It's a Netflix special. I have Netflix, so I'm all about that.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna go Mike Tyson round 1, round half of 1.
I'm gonna go Mike Tyson second because he's gonna play with his food before he.
It's possible. You better make it, earn your money.
Oh, Kansas is Dickinson dislocated the shoulder.
Dickinson, yes. We'll see how that goes. Kansas is not a legit deal team this year, though.
Kansas is not a legit deal.
For the tournament. They make the Sweet 16 maybe because they'll be a high seed. All right, thanks for all for joining us. Appreciate it. We'll talk a lot of nonsense next week about sports and a lot of football. We'll bring up softball, big-time basketball tournaments. We'll have a lot of going into championships next.
We've got big
some
time.
this year, but some of the big conferences.
Apparently, I and I did an outdoor hour.
Oh, what'd you do?
I went fishing.
Oh, well, good for you.
My whole section at work was shut down because of a steam valve issue, and instead of staying at work like all the other schlubs and hanging around and doing nothing, I went fishing. I got a nice big blue.
Nice. They're running right now.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jamie ended up getting a little mud. But, yeah, I got a nice big blue. I was like, wow. A good 1 footer.
Good 1 footer.
Good 1 footer there. Hey, that's 6 to 8 pounds there. I mean, she's pretty.
Oh, she went 68 pounds.
6 to 8.
Oh, okay. It's like you just sent me a picture of that.
I think I caught myself.
All right, thank y'all. There's our Outdoor Network. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
We have to do something. I'm going fishing tomorrow, too.
Okay, good luck. Bye.
Bye.